We are Unforced, we are Sun.
Last night, Joey Bats ended the game in grand fashion, delivering a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the ninth as the Mets grabbed Game 1 of this interleague series. Today, left-hander Blake Snell goes to the mound for the Rays, looking to settle the score and build on his remarkable first half. It's a Saturday afternoon showdown coming up from Citi Field next. We welcome you to the southwestern end of Long Island. We are in Queens. The Rays and the New York Mets here in Flushing at Citi Field, Game 2 of this series. Hi again, everyone, with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll hear from Michelle Margot throughout the afternoon as well. Rays trying to turn around their interleague trend. They are 1-3 on this road trip, and this afternoon they'll send the big left arm to the mound. I'll tell you, he has been something else on his way to the All-Star team, it would seem.
Yeah, he better be. And I'm going to tell you something. You want to win a game, this is a guy that you send to the mound. And we're talking about, of course, Blake Snell, who has been outstanding all season long. But guess what? His last 3 starts, he has taken it to another level. A perfect 3-0 record, has given up just 2 earned runs in 21 1/3 innings, holding the opposition to just a 116 average. Oh, by the way, has gone at least 7 innings in all 3 starts. So getting deep into the game, been tremendous. Steven Matz, how about this? You go back to the end of May, and very quietly under the radar, he has put together a nice stretch here for the New York Mets. A 3-2 record, ERA of 2.70. He's gone at least 6 innings in 5 of the 8 starts. He's given up 2 earned or fewer in 5 of the 8 starts, featuring the fastball, curveball, slider change. He gives opposing hitters a lot to think about.
Well, a matchup of lefties in what has been a roller coaster ride lately for the Rays, coming off an 8-1 homestand, just 1-3 on this road trip. And Michelle will have more trying to make sense of all of that when we come back.
matchup between the New York Mets and your Tampa Bay Rays. Well, it is no secret that the Rays struggled at the start of the season when you look at their record, but if you look at the record by opponents, since then it is completely turned around and it's been one roller coaster ride of a season. Here's your Toyota inside look. Before June 21st, the Rays were 13-31, playing teams who were above 500, and 21-9 versus below 500 teams. And then since then, stark contrast: 8-1 versus above 500 teams, and then just 1-3 against teams with records below 500. Here's manager Kevin Cash and infielder Daniel Robertson with their thoughts.
If anything, we've shown the resiliency. Hopefully we can get off from using that word, because when you're resilient, that means you're coming back from something, and I think everybody's kind of tired of that. We want to get on a run, we want to play consistent, and we want to win consistently.
Astros, Yanks, Nationals, those teams come to town, and we hit a different gear where we show it on the field where we go out and we compete with these guys. It's just finding that gear when we're playing teams that we should win ball games against as well, with teams under a 500 record.
When we come back, it is a battle of the Southpaws with Blake Snell on the hill for your Rays, and Steven Matz takes the rock for your Mets. Tampa Bay looks to take Game 2. First pitch from the Big Apple. NBA coming up.
Peek into the Rays dugout prior to Game 2 of this series. We'll take a quick look at the starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier is going to be in the leadoff spot in center, with Matt Duffy hitting second, followed by Daniel Robertson batting third and playing second base. Wilson Ramos behind the plate with C.J. Cron at first. The number 6 hitter is Adeiny Echeverria. Gomez will be in right. Carlos Gomez, followed by Johnny Field in left, and Blake Snell batting ninth doing the pitching.
Taking the mound this afternoon for the New York Mets, going to be left-hander Steven Matz, making his 17th start of the season. Picked up his 4th win his last time out. That was against the Marlins down there in South Florida. Pitched into the 6 innings, 5 1/3, 1 run. It was not earned. This as we mentioned, his last 8 starts, he's thrown the ball very, very well. This is going to be the defense that is going to line up behind him here. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we have Michael Conforto, Brandon Nimmo, and Jose Bautista. And across that infield, third to first, Todd Frazier, Ahmed Rosario, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Wilmer Flores. Kevin Plawecki will be behind the plate.
Kevin Kiermaier to lead it off. Here is the first pitch of the game, and it's a fastball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Beautiful day here. 77 degrees as we start play. A little tapper foul. Well, Kiermaier opened last night's game with a double to center field. Advanced to third and stayed there. The Rays unable to take advantage of that leadoff extra base hit. Tapped to third, barehanded attempt by Frazier, and he can't find the handle. And Kiermaier is aboard. That's going to be an infield hit down to third by Kiermaier.
And you know what? That ball was not hit that softly, but Todd Frazier, understanding the speed of Kevin Kiermaier, some familiarity there with him, tries to barehand a chopper, a difficult chopper. Just couldn't get it clean. Kind of took a funny little hop too off the ledge there where the infield dirt and the grass come together.
Move to first. Kiermaier back in. Well, the Rays have scored 1 run in their last 18 innings. So they'd like to break out in front and make a statement here in the middle game of this series. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, you've got a good start here with Kiermaier, an infield hit, and you've got a pitcher on the mound, and this is interesting, a left-hander that has given up the most stolen bases in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, 18 out of 20 against him. There's a chopper back to the mound, a turn, and a look at second, but that ball bouncing off Duffy, and so it's a foul ball where there was no place for Matz to go because he was not going to have a play at second had that ball been fair.
Yeah, hard to imagine a left-handed start. You know, left-handed reliever that gives up some stolen bases, not ideal, but you understand that more than a starter who knows he's going to be out there for a while. He's going to have base runners, and these are the numbers. Shocking.
Upstairs, 2-1.
You've got that built-in advantage of being able to stare right into the eyes of a base runner. And then, of course, you've got the advantage of, if you work on it hard enough, the ability to have a good move.
And Duffy fouls it right back.
But he's one of those guys that, you know, you're not going to see him slide step very often. Got a high leg kick, tall, lanky lefty.
A little tapper foul. Now, Matt's a local product, born in Stony Brook, grew up a Mets fan.
I'll tell you what, getting the opportunity to play Major League Baseball, what a thrill, what a dream come true, what a lot of hard work to get there. To do it for the team you grew up rooting for.
Well, you defy the odds, number one. Number one, you defy the odds just getting here.
Right.
And then to narrow that focus to the team, your hometown team, the team you rooted for, the odds really against that happening. Full count on Duffy. Kiermaier aboard on the infield hit. Rays 3-10 in interleague play this year. There goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled out of play. So with a full count, Kiermaier breaking on the pitch.
You know, you get some of these speed guys over there. You know, you think about a guy like Kiermaier's got a quick burst. You know, same thing with Malik Smith and guys like that. You know, Matz's leg kick at times can be high enough that even if he's going over, you have a good chance of beating it to second base. Take that inside lane, cut down on the angle of Flores.
Fly ball toward the line and right. Bautista's going to be there. Fair ball to make the catch. So Duffy is the first out. One on, one out for Daniel Robertson. Robertson in the third spot, initially penciled in to play left with Adames at second base. Adames ill before the game, so Robertson slides into second and Johnny Field into left in the eighth spot. A step back and a fake on the throw to first. A swing and a miss by Daniel Robertson. Robertson was on base twice last night, a base hit, later hit by a pitch. It's Flores at first. Runner goes, and the throw will not be in time. Stolen base for Kiermaier. That's number 6 in 7 attempts, and it was not close.
No, not at all. You can see Plawecki, watch him rush this throw to just try to give himself a chance. I mean, he really didn't have a chance to wind up or anything, just kind of flip that ball out there. And you know, these Rays hitters, these Rays base runners have not seen, most of them have not seen Steven Matz before, so you're able to kind of time him up, which is exactly what Kevin Kiermaier did. He saw a couple of moves, he saw a step off, finally felt comfortable enough to go.
A 2-1 count. Inside with a fastball in the mid-90s. He averages around 93, but we've seen him, well, the first pitch of the game was at 95. We've seen him 95, 96 on a couple pitches here. And ball 4 wide. The Rays have 2 men aboard. Well, Matz does throw a lot of ground balls. His ground ball rate's over 53%.
And Dwayne, it's funny that you even say that, because I'm thinking to myself here, you want to jumpstart your offense? How about a double steal? Put both guys in motion. That way you stay out of the potential for a double play with a guy like Wilson Ramos, who has been prone to hitting into double plays, and you put pressure on that defense.
First pitch. Fastball, and that's taken for a strike.
You got 2 guys out there that can run. Kiermaier can get a good break off of second base. You can see right here Wilmer Flores not holding on Daniel Robertson, so he can get a huge lead.
And now a cut and a miss on a couple pitches up. That one up out of the zone. 0-2. Up even more with that one. A ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that's the proverbial, let's see how far he will go. Up into tomahawk caveman land, he will not chase.
And that's going to be strike 3 right at the top of the zone. Comes in with that breaking ball, and Ramos is caught looking.
And already annoyed with Nick Lentz and his strike 3 call. This was very late. Everybody kind of waiting. Oh, there it comes. Obviously, I'm sure he verbalizes that at home plate, but boy, you didn't know what direction this was going to go in. A borderline breaking ball.
Well, a big strikeout for Mats. And that'll be C.J. Cron. Way up with the fastball, 1-0. Nick Lynn's a young umpire, made his debut in 2016 and has shown a willingness to widen and open that strike zone up, and it was open up on that last pitch to Ramos. 2-0. Rays have seen him a couple of times this year, so we'll see if that remains consistent. Pitchers love it, hitters not so much.
But you know what, though? As long as they know going in that that's the way it's going to be, they may not like it, but everybody's got a heads up, and you know that you're up there to swing the bat anyway.
And a walk on 4 pitches, everything up. Cron heads to first. Kiermaier to third. Robertson in at second with the walk to Cron. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Adeiny Echeverria will bat.
Well, you see the breakout right there. More balls than strikes. It's been an uneven start here for Steven Matz. The Rays bases loaded, 2 outs, and a great time here to cash in. Kind of set the tone for this game, especially with Blake Snell on the mound.
Echeverria hitting .262. And another miss way up.
Really starting to jump towards home plate. A lot of energy here early on, amped up with adrenaline and a little out of sorts.
And now he misses in off the plate. 2-0.
Boy, you have got to be extremely patient here. You've got a pitcher that really is struggling just to throw a strike. Make it a good one.
And it's foul back. That was right down the middle. The fastball with a little something on it. 2-1. Now ball 3. Up to 28 pitches here in the first inning. And a fly ball lifted into right. Bautista is there to catch it, and the Rays load the bases and lead them that way. Bottom of the first coming, no score. Here's a look at the lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Brandon Nimmo leads it off in center, followed by Jose Bautista, who settled last night's game. Cabrera will hit third. Conforto, the cleanup man. Flores, the number 5 hitter. Todd Frazier's at third, hitting 6th. Kevin Plawecki, the catcher. Ahmed Rosario is the shortstop, hitting 8th, and the pitcher bats 9th.
Well, Blake Snell taking the mound this afternoon, and let's take a look at a scouting report on Blake. Remarkably consistent, 2 earned runs or fewer in 15 of his 18 starts, and utterly dominant. 1 earned run or 0 in 12 out of 18. That's how good he has been.
First pitch is a fastball missing to Nimmo. 1-0. Now a strike.
I mean, think about what your team and how they feel about winning a ball game when 2/3 of your start you're going to give up 1 or 0.
Well, it's 1-2. And Blake Snell comes in 11-4, 3rd in the league in wins, 3rd in ERA. He's best in opponent's average. And he is 2-2 with the New York center fielder.
His last 3 starts, covering 21 in the 3rd innings, he's given up just 8 hits. It's a 116 average.
And he goes 3-2 with Nimmo. Blake facing the Mets for the first time in his career. Line drive, that's a fair ball headed for the corner. Gomez digs it out. Into second goes Nimmo. Well, left-handers hitting 124 off him, and Nimmo on 3-2 lines a double into the right field corner.
Yeah, this is right here a little slider that kind of stayed flat, almost had more of a cutter look to it. And he got into it, nothing in the way of a stride, just hands back, loaded, ready to go, and he shoots the corner. Instant threat.
Well, a scoring threat right away by New York. And here's Jose Bautista coming off the grand slam to end the game last night. And the pitch is wide. StatCast powered by AWS. Into the second deck at 418 feet. Two and 0. Runner takes off for third, throw down, and he is safe. A steal of third by Nimmo. So the Mets being aggressive. And Nimmo's in with a stolen base, putting him at third with nobody out.
Boy, a gutsy move there with nobody out, and a nice job by Matt Duffy to scoop this ball. It's a low throw, scoop, and then the tag. Well, did that foot go wide of the bag? It hits Matt Duffy, and then does it slide by when the tag is on? They may get him here.
Well, the Rays trying to figure out if they want to challenge it, and I think they do.
Yeah, he slid into Matt Duffy's foot, and that lead foot for Nimmo, I don't know if it ever got to the bag before the tag was made. It looked like it slid behind the bag. Watch the initial contact here with Duffy's leg. And there's the tag. Foot looks like it's behind the bag.
It's a great angle here. We'll see if there's another one. Well, the Mets, the one thing the Mets have going for them is the initial call. And he's out. So the Rays challenge it. And it's overturned. And boy, that is a big out right there. On the challenge, it's a caught stealing.
Well, credit Matt Duffy with a scoop of a tough throw. And how about Nimmo? Just wide of the bag. You know, he's sliding straight into third base and just whiffed it.
Bautista, big cut and a miss.
Should say he was trying to slide directly into third base, slid behind it, got Duffy's foot and some air.
Tapper foul. Duffy staying in contact with the tag. So that's a big development here for the Rays after the leadoff double by Nimmo. And that initial safe call on the attempt to steal third.
You want to be aggressive with Blake Snell, but making that first out at third is what hurts.
And that one just missed wide, so another full count. This one cued foul. Mets come in 35 and 49. The Rays a game under 500 at 43 and 44. And that will take care of Bautista, overpowered on the 97-mile-per-hour fastball. 2 gone with the bases empty.
Now, never even took a full swing at it. Realized I'm not going to be able to do much with it, so tried to check up, and obviously way too far.
Here's Cabrera. The former Ray, spent 1 year in a Rays uniform. 15 home runs here for the Mets, taking a ball. And a base hit the other way. He singles off the fastball. So a 2-out single for Cabrera.
Well, he's a smart hitter, been around a long time, and realized going to be tough to pull a Blake Snell fastball that's away. And I've got plenty of room to work with on the right side. So just let it get into the zone, stay on it, and get the barrel to it. Look at all the room he has to work with.
Michael Conforto. The pitch is wide. Conforto had a base hit last night, 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts and a single. And a short right. The Rays have that defensive arrangement set up perfectly. Robertson takes care of him. We go to the second inning, no score. Second inning, Rays and the Mets. The jackpot today brought to you by the Florida Lottery. 15 career games here at Citi Field for Carlos Gomez. He's hit .409 with a homer and 3 doubles. He's after the first pitch, fouling it away. That's a strike. One and one. Gomez came up with the Mets, but not in this ballpark. There's a base hit. Dropped into right center field. He's going to turn first and head for second. Trouble with the pickup out there, and there'll be no play. Standing up, Gomez arrives at second. That'll be a double for Gomez, his 8th of the year.
Boy, a really nice job by Gomez staying on the changeup. Lets this ball get in. Is able to stretch out there, get the barrel to it, right center field. You could see that the angle that Nimmo was taking deep, everybody taking a deep angle. So that ball is going to be a double regardless, but it's a little sloppy out there. And the Rays have a chance here to open up the scoring.
Well, here's Johnny Field getting the start in left. Turn, but nothing doing back at second. That's a strike.
Well, because of the issues with Matz in the running game, Ahmed Rosario having to keep Gomez close, and he's standing right behind him out there at second base, and that does not allow him a whole lot of time to move. Johnny Fields got a, now he goes.
And the pitch foul back, 0-2.
That was interesting. The first pitch, Rosario never moved. Second pitch, he peels back just a little bit. You put a lot of pressure on your fielders to try to keep guys close because you're having trouble controlling that running game. Stays put again.
And it's 1-2. Gomez has doubled. A turn, but nothing doing. Gomez came up with the Mets in 2007, played in 58 games here, and then was dealt to Minnesota. That was part of the Johan Santana deal. Ground ball, that's over the mound, picked up by Rosario, who had been holding Gomez on. So Gomez back to second, and Field is out at first.
And a good thing that Rosario held his ground there and didn't, like on that second pitch that we saw him sprinting back, he stays put. And that curveball right between the legs of Matz, between the legs of Gomez, and then fielded by Rosario. Boy, he's got all sorts of traffic in front of him.
Blake Snell showing bunt. Foul ball, strike one. They go for 7 at the plate in his career. And now a strike, it's 0-2. The other significant thing about Gomez being traded in that Johan Santana deal, that Santana came over here and eventually threw the first no-hitter in Mets history. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A deal made before the season started in 08, and in 2012 Santana threw the no-hitter against St. Louis. Keeping an eye back there on Gomez at second. And this one just got Snell. He's hit by that pitch. Well, you're always concerned when your pitcher is hit by a pitch, and the Rays are going to come out and take a look here.
Right off, that looked like it was off of his left hand too. The fingers right there. He's looking at it, and obviously that's the pitching hand. So you would be very concerned. You see where it got him.
Yeah.
Middle finger, by the way, extremely important when you think about throwing pitches. Index finger, middle finger, those are your two power fingers. Blake Snell, power pitcher. The good thing is that at least it's the outside. It'll probably be all right, but worth watching.
Yeah.
By the way, what does that say for your command? If your Matt's, been all over the place in the first inning, lucky to get out of that unscathed, and then you're a pitcher trying to give himself up, and you hit him.
Yeah, scary for a moment for Snell. It appears to be okay, and the Rays certainly hopeful that that's going to remain the case. Now the top of the order, and the first pitch is a strike to Kiermaier. Snell at first and Gomez at second.
You know what you worry about, obviously, is a knuckle. The swelling up. Those fingers start to tighten up, and they're not as loose and feel as good. That's what you're nervous about. Right now, they're probably all right. You just are hoping that it doesn't swell up on them, and that would not be good.
Kiermaier taking that breaking ball in the upper part of the zone for strike two. Puts it on the ground to the right side, out at second, and that's the only one they get. So I think it's Snell off the bases as Gomez goes to third. Kiermaier reaches on a fielder's choice, and the Rays will have men on the corners with 2 outs. They left the bases loaded in the first.
Yeah, that's not a bad out either. You get Blake Snell back in there, and Joe Benji, there's Kyle Snyder taking a look at it. Joe Benji, the head trainer, making sure that he's going to be okay.
Now Matt Duffy takes the pitch upstairs. Duffy went to 3-2 and lined to right in the first inning. Bautista made the catch near the right field line. Ground ball, third, down to second for the force. Rays threatened for the second consecutive inning and failed to score. Nothing through an inning and a half. Brought to you by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason? by the Florida Department of Transportation, by Just for Men Auto Stop, and by Geico. We'll look inside the Jackie Robinson Rotunda here at Citi Field. This ball game moves into the bottom of the second inning, and back to the mound goes Blake Snell after being hit on the left hand by a pitch in the top of the inning. He faces Wilmer Flores, and the first pitch is a fastball on the outside corner, mid-90s for a strike. A 19-pitch first inning. 15 of those came to the first two hitters. There's one line into the left field corner. Flores on his way to second. It's his 14th double.
I'll tell you what, there's been 3 breaking balls thrown here in the early going by Blake Snell, and all of them have been hit hard. 2 sliders and then this curveball. Of course, that curveball hung just a little bit, but Wilmer Flores all over it and down into the corner. And we don't see that very often off of Blake Snell.
Now Todd Frazier. Frazier, one of just 2 hitters who have seen Snell before. Bautista the other one. Frazier's 1 of 5 against him. He taps it foul, strike 1. Bautista, after the strikeout in the first 2 of 12 in his career against Snell, and that's the extent of experience against him in the Mets lineup today. And the fastball by him, 0-2, 97 on that one. Blocked by Ramos, 1 and 2. Well, the leadoff double by Flores in the second. Nimmo opened the first with a double and was thrown out trying to steal third. Turned out to be a big out in that first inning. Rays challenged the initial safe call and got it reversed. Ground ball that over the mound to Robertson. To third goes Flores, and Frazier's out. Robertson to Crone. So 1 away with Flores now at third base. Kevin Plawecki will be the hitter. He is their catcher. And with an average of .233 and a home run, 9 runs batted in. And the Rays pull the infield up here in the second inning.
They've been having trouble scoring runs, and you've got your big boy on the mound.
That's a strike.
What you'd love to see here is Blake Snell eventually get a strikeout, but you've got to make pitches before you get to that point. 1 down.
One and 1. Fastball up and away.
You want to be results oriented, but if you're Blake Snell, you've got to think about the process. And the process is, let me make good quality pitches early on that'll get me strikes or ground balls. Once I get to 2 strikes, now I can try to put you away.
And the pitch fouled back. Fastball, inner part of the plate there.
So now here you are. You start to think, do I try to overpower this guy? Do I feel better with the slider, the curveball? He's got options, and that's what makes him so dangerous. Go 12-6.
Here it is, into the dirt. 2-2. And he got him, came right back with it, and strikes him out. Boy, what a pitch that turned out to be. Curveball, strikeout number 2.
Showing the ability to make the adjustment. The previous one, he spiked, said, listen, I need to stay back over the rubber just a hair longer. This one, perfection, and gets exactly what he needed.
Well, Rosario is waved down to first. An intentional pass puts him aboard. First and third with 2 outs, and the pitcher, Steven Matz, is up there. Matz 3 for 27 on the year. One of his 3 hits, a double. The pitch is a strike. That's a tapper foul. 0-2. Rays and the Mets here at Citi Field, bottom of the 2nd inning. Rays trying to bounce back from last night's 5-1 walk-off loss. A 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a wave and a miss at that fastball. A little late there. So a couple men left. They do not score. We're headed into the 3rd. When we come back, Michelle will chat with Stu Sternberg. Score through the first 2. Robertson, Ramos, and Crone due up here in the 3rd. Right now, let's go to Michelle.
Thank you so much, Dwayne. Here with a very special guest, principal owner of the Tampa Bay Rays, Stu Sternberg. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for watching today.
So you guys just wrapped up a pretty impressive homestand, 8-1. You struggled a little bit more on the road. Where's the team at right now?
It took a lot out of us, I think. But coming through those games against really the best teams in baseball like we did, not only gave us a lot of optimism for this year, but years to come, to see the way the players came together in the pitching and defense and all.
The Rays have a big stadium announcement coming on Tuesday. What can fans expect to hear?
So I hear. This has obviously been long in the making. We announced earlier this year the location, and Melanie, Lenz, and many others have been hard at work and getting us to the point where we are. I don't want to reveal too much or reveal anything, but needless to say, we are incredibly excited, thrilled. We think this is going to be a ballpark that, when it gets done, will be unlike any others in the major leagues. And I say that in a good way. It's going to be the most fan-friendly, forward-thinking park I think that has been contemplated to this point.
We are certainly looking forward to it. The All-Star rosters are coming out tomorrow night. Which Rays do you think are deserving, and what have they meant to this team?
Well, that's an easy one for me, right? Obviously, Ramos has been incredible for us this year. Right in the middle. To have a catcher perform like that for us, it was everything that we had imagined when we signed him before last year. So he's been just wonderful, and I don't know anything about the vote, but your fans, all of you have been voting for him, and anybody else around baseball, well deserved, and obviously the guy we have on the mound today. So this battery would be nice to see pitch. Sorry, I think it was coming back at me. I'd like to see, he and Ramos line up for an inning during the game in Washington and show everybody what we've got.
Last September, the Rays played a series here against the Yankees at Citi Field because of Hurricane Irma. What do you remember about that series?
There's a lot of sun out there. No, not enough. It's interesting to come back because we're here as a home team, and we're here as a home team when we've been here as a visitor before. It's a wonderful, beautiful place. They did a great job here with the stadium. And to come back here from last September to now in the different circumstances. But it was, to see, know what everybody was preparing for at that time, all throughout Florida. And, I'm fortunate most everybody, and especially Tampa Bay area, came out of it. I know there have been some hardships, but regardless, it really could have been a lot worse. And, we're fortunate to be able to play some baseball. I know the players, the coaches, the manager, everybody's concerned. Wow. It's going to get through a double. Wow. It's kind of slow getting to that ball out there. Only a couple of guys on our team hit a ball that sound like that. Yes, they were all very concerned. So I remember the concern being here in the clubhouse and seeing these guys because nobody knew, how everything was going and it was going to be. But fortunately, we got the games in, and much more fortunately, the area is pretty much spared.
Well, we really appreciate your time. I'll let you get back to watching this game. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and really, I look forward to Tuesday and being there and making a real special event of it, because I think it's something that could be a generational thing for the whole Tampa Bay region.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. Thanks, Stu. Back to you, Dwayne.
Thank you very much. Danny Echeverria up here with 2 outs and a man in scoring position. The Rays trying to get a run home. They've left 5 men on base through the first 2, and now with 2 outs have a man in scoring position. And Echeverria quickly down on the count, 0-2.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen this before where you threaten early, you're not able to get anything across, and then all of a sudden that starting pitcher gets into a rhythm for 3 or 4 innings and the chances dry up.
A little tap to the first base side. Going to be unassisted by Flores over there, and the Rays leave another man. That's 6 stranded through 3, no score. on the Mets from New York City Field, the Toyota key stat board here, and you can see the ranks for Blake Snell in all of those important categories: tops in opponent's average, third in wins. First pitch to Nimmo, the top of the batting order. 1-0 the count.
Boy, and you love that right there. Opponent's average with runners in scoring position. When it matters, when you need to make big pitches in tight spots. 063, that's unheard of.
Well, he's been in a couple tight spots today already. Left minute first and third in the second inning. A leadoff double for Nimmo in the first. Then he was cut down trying to steal third. Check swing there, and it's 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Fastball misses. Bautista is on deck. And a walk, leadoff walk. Nimmo heads to first. Now the leadoff man is on base for the third consecutive time here for New York.
At least this time he's only at first. Moving in the right direction, I guess. But those are the two words together that cause you to shudder, is leadoff walk. How many times do those bite you?
Now Jose Bautista. That's a strike. Bautista went to 3-2 and extended at bat his first time up. Took 9 pitches to get him. He finally struck him out on a fastball. Blocked by Ramos, keeping Nimmo at first.
I'll tell you what, he's done that a couple of times already in this ball game. Some tough breaking balls in the dirt with runners on, runners in scoring position. Here's a slider that Blake gets on top of, and Wilson Ramos just swallows it up.
Two and one. Missing with the fastball. Now a strike. 2-2. And a swing and a miss, snapped out to first. Back in is Nimmo. Well, they strike out Bautista for the second time. And a good idea by Ramos. Nimmo back in there.
Let's see, the secondary lead, not too big, but you can see immediately trying to get back, knowing that Wilson Ramos is one of those guys. He will try to throw behind you. You know, you don't get the guy there, but what you do is you serve notice that that secondary lead had better be shortened maybe a little bit. You get a chance to keep a guy from going first to third.
Yeah, Cabrera up here. Cabrera took a fastball into right field in the first inning.
And the way that they're defensively set up right now, he's got it open again with C.J. Cron holding on right here. You've got a lot of room on that right side once again. See how they pitch him.
And a toss over there. Yeah, that was just another reason for Ramos, trying to maybe pick up an out on the strikeout of Bautista with that throw down to first. Pitch away. 1 ball, no strikes. Blake coming off the win over Houston, 7 1/3. It was on the first day of the month. Fly ball into left field, cutting to his right is there into the shadow, and he makes the catch. 2 outs with Nimmo still at first. The home run derby mobile game is back with more competition, more challenge, and more dingers than ever before. Enter the code All-Star DC to unlock exclusive All-Star gear at MLB.com/HRD game. The home run derby. Michael Conforto. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Shift on for Conforto, as it was in the first when he hit a ground ball right to Robertson in shallow right, and that's where Daniel Robertson is again. Two and two. One ball, 2 strikes. Got him out in front with the breaking ball. And strike 3 called. Inside part of the plate there. No runs, a leadoff walk, and the man left. We go to the 4th, scoreless.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans. On
to the 4th inning, the Rays facing the New York Mets left-hander Steven Matz this afternoon, 27 years old. Threatened in each of the first 3 innings, but have left men in scoring position in every inning. 1-0 the count to Carlos Gomez. The pitch inside, 2-0. Matz had Tommy John surgery back in 2010. So foul ball back, 2-1. He's had some issues, shoulder fatigue. A couple of years after coming back from Tommy John surgery. Last August, the ulnar nerve in his pitching elbow was moved. 2-2. So he's had some physical issues to overcome. Two and 7 a year ago. In 16, he won 9 games, made 22 starts, went 9-8. And there is strike 3 called on the pitch. 95, the fastball up. And good enough for Nick Lynch to call it strike 3.
He's been going up there all afternoon. A lot of these right-handed hitters, he's got good velocity on that fastball. Put that in a perfect spot, probably the top end of the strike zone.
Johnny Field takes a pitch away. Field grounded out his first time. And now fastball on the corner. 1-1. Puts him behind in the count. Out in front of the changeup.
Yeah, you don't want him to start getting that pitch going. That fastball in, that fastball up, that changeup down. Good arm speed on it. Good sell job.
The right side out of play.
Boy, not only is that pitch affected in and of itself, but it allows that fastball to play up a couple of miles per hour. All of a sudden, that 93 in, you know, a hitter sees it as 95 in because of that changeup.
Yeah, you start to see a sequence like that, and you regret not cashing in early.
Oh, yeah, and we've seen it too often. We've seen it too often. We've seen it on both sides. We've seen that it happen to and for the Rays. Really, you know, you get a starting pitcher in trouble early. You want to cash in because of all of a sudden they get into a rhythm. You start to lament.
This one's headed toward the gap in right center field. Couple of bounces and a roll to the wall. Field on his way to second and has himself a double. Well, another scoring opportunity suddenly presenting itself. The Rays have had men in scoring position now in every inning.
And this is where it gets interesting. Fastball stayed middle. Johnny Field stays through it. Stay inside it. I'll tell you, look at short, quick little stroke right there. Finds an opening in scoring position. And now Blake Snell at the plate.
The Rays have scored 1 run in their last 21 innings. And Blake, who was hit by a pitch his first time, takes ball 1. One and one. Blake hit on the pitching hand with a delivery in the second inning. And a bit late on the fastball, 1-2.
And if you notice, the fastballs have been 91, 92. The softest fastballs we've seen all afternoon, trying to make sure that he stays in the strike zone.
And there is strike 3 call. 2 gone now in the inning. And we'll go to the top side. 3 strikeouts posted for Mets, all three looking, and here's Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier singled, stole second, and made his way to third when the Rays left the bases loaded in the first inning. Now, fastball up. A ball, no strikes. Rays trying to get Field home from second. Breaking ball misses. Well, the Rays left 3 aboard in the first. They left 2 on in the second, and a man at second in the third inning. So they're headed in the right direction of leaving men on base 3-2-1. And there's a shot into left field. Conforto back though with room, and he makes the catch. Rays leave another man aboard in scoring position. No score, middle of 4.
The Mets and the Rays. Well, it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're going to look at our minor league players of the month in the month of June. First, we're going to look at Colin Poche, who is our pitcher of the month, who pitched in 8 games for AAA, allowed only 1 earned run in 15 2/3 innings, struck out 28. And then our player of the month is catcher Ronaldo Hernandez in Bowling Green, who hit .366 in June with 10 home runs and 25 RBIs. Pretty impressive, guys.
Yeah, potentially a pretty good battery right there. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, back to the mound, Blake Snell, 50 pitches through 3, and he faces Wilmer Flores to begin the bottom of the 4th with a strike on the outside edge. Flores doubled on a curveball up the left field line in the 2nd inning. It's 1-1. Frazier next, and then the catcher Plawecki. Foul the other way, 1-2. And a base hit out of the reach of Echeverria. And the leadoff man is on base for the 4th consecutive inning now for New York.
Boy, which of these teams is going to break through and giving themselves chances? 97 right here, and Wilmer Flores, quick bat, hit that ball extremely hard out of the reach of Echeverria, and right back to the stretch goes Blake Snell.
Boy, he's been out of the stretch almost exclusively today. Todd Frazier grounded to second his first time. Takes a pitch away, 1-0. a strike, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Blake last worked against Houston. 7 1/3. He gave up a run on 4 hits, had a walk and 10 strikeouts. And now he's behind 3-1. Plawecki on deck. There goes the bat, a swing and a miss. And Sherlock, the third base coach, backing out of the way of that one. He'll retrieve it.
Well, that is neither worthy of Kelly Shopik or Daniel Robertson. He had the Kelly Shopik direction, but not nearly the height, the beauty.
Not the majesty.
No.
That Shopik would show.
No. The high arcing toss. And Daniel Robertson is just line drive bullets into the opposing dugouts.
And that pitch is strike 3 call. Frazier, the first out, and a big strikeout for Snell.
Well, with the delayed call or delayed show by Nick Lentz, it looks like Todd Frazier strikes himself out here. Breaking ball, and he just starts walking off. He knew it.
Strikeout number 6 for Snell. Here's Plawecki. He got him with a breaking ball in the second inning. Misses with a fastball high. 1-0. Too wide. Nimmo opened the first with a double. Flores opened the second with a double. Nimmo opened the third with a walk, and Flores has opened the fourth with a single. It's fouled back. So the leadoff nemesis for Snell would be the leadoff man, Nimmo, and then the number 5 hitter, Flores. Flores aboard, 1 on, 1 out, 2-1 to count. That evens the count.
Best breaking ball of the day. That was a nasty hook. Stayed in the zone an awful long time.
He may have thrown his best 2 to Plawecki. Remember the first time around, he tried it, spiked it, and then came back and struck him out with it with a really good one. A little piece of it foul.
Probably the last thing that he was expecting in a 2-1 count. Down in the order. That's the other thing. You know, not only does Blake Snell have the 4 pitches that are all weapons, but he's not afraid to use the off speed in fastball counts. Not only the changeup, you just saw the curveball right there.
Ground ball, third. Duffy to Robertson 1. First base 5, 4, 3 on the double play to retire the side. So they eliminate the leadoff base hit, and we go to the 5th. No score. Tampa Bay Rays inviting you to attend the Zuba Palooza when the Rays take on the Miami Marlins Friday, July 20th. For just $25, you'll get a press level ticket for the Citrus Series matchup and a pair of Rays themed Zubaz pants. Visit RaysBaseball.com/special events for more info. If you have the shirt, you need the pants to match. Here's your chance.
No, listen, my shirt is laid out and waiting for this day. Waiting for this day. Get the matching combo, and it becomes instant travel pajamas.
Don't miss that opportunity.
Please don't.
Here's Duffy swinging, and that ball to the back of the screen, and the bat winds up near the on-deck circle. Robertson usually is the slinger and not the slingy, but he was almost on the receiving end of this bat as it left Duffy's hands.
I mean, Matt Duffy sending a message.
It's a ball and a strike count. Now 2-1. Duffy, Robertson, and Ramos do here in the 5th. A lot of base runners in this game so far, but no runs. The Rays have stranded 7. Mets have put the leadoff man on base in every inning. That's up the right side. That's going to be a fair ball down into the corner. Bautista will dig it out, and it's going to be a 2-base hit for Duffy. So the Rays put their leadoff man aboard and into scoring position. 16th double for Matt Duffy.
Well, you see enough pitches, you got a favorable count, and you get a mistake out over. Matt Duffy doing a great job once again of shooting that ball the other way, this time for extra bases. Another opportunity for the Rays. It comes, I mean, it's high time to get something done here.
Daniel Robertson, ground ball hits the mound, bounds out to Cabrera. That will advance Duffy to third. So now a man at third with 1 out. Well, the Rays left the bases loaded in the first inning. Left 2 men aboard in the second, left a man at second in the third, left a man at second in the fourth. Now I have a man at third with 1 out in the 5th inning. Sooner or later, the odds will have to catch up for the Rays here.
And don't you feel like once they do, the floodgates could open?
One can only hope. Infield up for the Mets. Pitch is high, 1-0. Ramos has struck out and flied out to right. Fouls it right back over the screen on the fastball from Matz. How about that? The Rays 0 for 9 right now, and the Mets 0 for 3. Ground ball short. That's going to get away from Rosario. He'll recover to get the out at first. Infield up, and it appeared he was going to have a play on Duffy until the ball got away from him. And Ramos thrown out at first, but the Rays get the first run of the game.
And the Mets got exactly what they wanted. A chopper right here to Rosario. You see him charge to try to get the short hop, and the ball just bounds free.
Well, that infield up, and you're right. They got exactly what they were looking for, but it got away from Rosario, who still recorded an out at first on Ramos, but at the expense of the run scoring. There's Crone sending it up the right side out of play. So the Rays grab the lead. Crone with a walk and a double. Fastball off the plate end. It's 2-1. Hot shot grabbed by Rosario on the short hop, and the throw to first in time. Rays pick up the first run of the game. They lead 1-0 in the middle of the 5th. The 5th inning, whether you're having a day out with the office or fun with friends, group tickets, the best way for your team to cheer on the Rays. Host your next company outing at Tropicana Field in an exclusive field level party area, or entertain clients in an executive suite. Visit RaysBaseball.com/groups today. Rays up. Rosario will open the bottom of the 5th inning, taking a pitch low. was intentionally walked his first time. Strike on the outside corner. Ground ball. Robertson with the pickup and the throw, and he got him. Robertson shaded toward the bag and started to move that way, had to reverse and come back and make the play quickly.
And a ball that wasn't hit that hard, right off the end of the bat of Rosario. Kind of a cue shot. Not just ball, right off the end of the bat. Hit softly. Bonefish Grill, fresh catch of the game. That throw just in time. I mean, inches.
You know, you can read the bat sometimes, and that ball was cued, but the bat, you saw the first move of Robertson a little bit to his right, and that ball cued off the end of the bat, and he had to, in a hurry, change his direction and get over there, and he did, fortunately. Strike the count to Matz. Now he's late on that fastball. 95 on that one. 0-2 the count.
Just put him away as quickly as possible. That's what Blake Snell is thinking. He's been given a lead.
A little piece of that one. Well, a 19-pitch first inning for Blake Snell. He gave up that double to Nimmo, and then he was caught trying to steal third. This is foul out of play. 15 pitches in the second. A couple of 16-pitch innings in the third and fourth. But this is the only inning today in which the Mets have not put the leadoff man aboard. And a cut and a miss down to first will complete the strikeout on Mets. Strikeout number 7. Mets has fanned twice. Base is empty for the leadoff man, Brandon Nimmo. He was doubled and walked today. Ball, no strikes. Chopper right side. That's going to stay fair. Unassisted. Crone takes care of that one. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to inning 6. 1-0 Rays. Today's Geico great moment on this date in 2013. David Price tossing his 5th career complete game, giving up just 1 run. And a victory over the White Sox. becoming the third pitcher in franchise history to throw a 9-inning complete game on fewer than 100 pitches, joining James Shields and Jeremy Hellickson. We go to the 6th inning with the Rays and Blake Snell leading 1-0. Danny Echeverria leads off against Steven Matz. He goes after the high fastball, Echeverria, and missed it up there. Strike one. Lifting a fly ball this time, and Bautista in right field makes the catch, one away. Carlos Gomez. Gomez began the 2nd inning with a double. Struck out looking in the 4th. Upstairs, he is one of 3 strikeouts recorded by Matz. Foul back. Out of play it goes. Matz 4-5 on the year, with a 3.46 earned run average in 16 starts. That ERA in his last 11 starts has been just a little bit over 2.90. 292, in which time he's gone 3-3. The comebacker. Matz grabs it, and halfway to first makes the underhanded toss. So 2 up and 2 down. Base is empty as Johnny Field heads to the plate. Field doubled in the 4th inning. Fouls back that first pitch, strike one. It's 1-1. One. And now 2-2.
Good 2-1 changeup there. You know, when Steven Matz is able to command that fastball, he has some deception in the delivery. He hides the ball very well. The key for him is to be consistently in the zone.
And he strikes out Field, picking up his 4th strikeout. 1-2-3 go the Rays. Bottom of the 6th, coming 1-0 Tampa Bay. It'll be interesting to see what happens there, because he's one guy in that Toronto rotation who has had a lot of interest.
I think the trade deadline is going to be fascinating, because if you look at just the American League alone, all the top heavy teams, the Yankees looking for rotation help. Boston has been looking for help for the bullpen. You know, the Astros, you know, do they do something in their bullpen? There's a lot of different, you know, the Cleveland Indians, what are they going to do? All of these teams have some flaws, and it will be fascinating coming down the stretch to see how they patch that up for the last couple of months.
Well, right there, Boston and New York separated by 2. The Rays running third, 16 back. Bautista quickly behind. And so the Blue Jays, who some people thought would be in the middle of it, hasn't worked out that way. So when you look at potential sellers, so a guy like Happ would be very attractive to some contending teams.
And you think about Happ going to the Yankees. You know, the one plus side, first of all, Jay Happ is pitching as well as he has at any point in his career. You know, a lot of experience. I don't think the big stage is going to be something that scares him or, you know, causes him to be in awe of anything. Probably anxious to get into a winning type situation. And by the way, very familiar with the division. So you think about those meaningful games coming down the stretch. He knows these guys. Been pitching against them for the last few seasons.
Bautista, did he go? Yes, he did. He is out on strikes for the 3rd time. The first out here in the 6th.
Breaking ball in the dirt, cannot hold up. Been 2 check swing strikeouts and a swing through for Bautista. Where's Manny Machado going to end up? I mean, Baltimore can't hold on to him, can they?
Well, one would think not.
I mean, yeah, for a team that
positioning will be an interesting position in the a factor in his situation.
Well, you've heard him linked to Cleveland. If he goes to Cleveland, you would think that they would put him at 3rd, Jose Ramirez out at 2nd, Kipnis would go into the outfield. You leave Lindor alone at short. But Manny Machado has come out and said, hey, to any free agent suitor out there, I'm playing short. I'm not moving.
Yep. What about the Phillies?
Maybe.
You know, that'd be an interesting conversation.
My only thing with the Machado and the shortstop thing is hasn't been very good.
Yeah. Right field here, and Gomez takes care of that.
And we'd already talked about that a couple of games ago, that, you know, but you go all the advanced metrics and analytics, and it does not grade out very well for Machado at shortstop, where he was much better over at 3rd base, but he wants no part of 3rd base anymore. Phillies, I mean, like I said, it's going to be a fun couple of weeks here until the dominoes start to fall.
2 up, 2 down in the 6th. Here's Conforto.
What do the Rays do?
Well, I was going to bring them up. You know, number one, the big topic has been Ramos on a couple of fronts, getting him to the All-Star game. And then number 2, what happens when it comes to potential deals with him, 1-1. And I still don't think you can discount the idea that there could be some clubs come looking for not only Echeverria, but for some pitching help. Uvalde might be a guy.
Not one of the 2 starters. Can't trade half your staff.
Well, Archer's supposed to be back on what, Monday?
But he's still in the bullpen days.
Yeah, he is. That's right. So it'll take him a little while to work his way back to stretch out.
I'm telling you, it will be fascinating to see the direction all these teams going, for sure.
Conforto's out of there on strikes. Number 9 for Snell. And a 1-2-3 inning for the 2nd straight time. We have a 1-0 ball game. The matchup of Blake Snell and Steven Matz. Snell 6 innings of shutout baseball. He was in trouble a couple times early, but now has 9 strikeouts. The Rays got their run on a double by Duffy, moved to third on a ground ball, and then Ramos hit that one to the drawn-in infield. Could not make the play. At the plate, had to settle for first, and the Rays got the run on that play. And so they lead 1-0 as Blake Snell begins the 7th. 1-1 the count to Blake. He's been hit by a pitch, the middle finger of his left hand. Fortunately, no residual effects of that. He was called out on strikes in the 4th. Appeared 2-1 against Matz right now. He takes a strike, 2-2. Look out!
Oh.
A foul ball right at Kiermaier on deck. How about that?
Yeah, he's pointing to the field too. Listen, it's out there. Hit the ball out there.
Count is full.
I'll tell you what, Steven Matz is gonna baby. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a pitcher. That's my bad. You catch all those fly balls in center field for me.
How
and
about this?
A walk to Snell.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Matz is babying these pitches. He has not been locked in with his command all afternoon long, especially early.
Well, he hit Snell in the 2nd. Now he walks him in the 7th to lead off. Here's Kiermaier. And the breaking ball catches the corner. That's a strike.
That was great too, because Blake Snell was telling Kiermaier, I told you to be careful. Like that's just a distinct possibility that I could slice one right at you. But yeah, you got to keep him healthy, because he's got to save you some runs out in center, like you said.
Pitch is wide, 1-2. Pitch count up to 109 from Matz. You saw the right-hander Gazelman up in the bullpen. And now Kiermaier is out on strikes.
You know, maybe this is part of the strategy of the Mets. Walk Blake Snell to start the inning, keep him out there on base, try to get him tired out there.
Sure. Well, he's going to have to wait around here through the pitching change. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. That's it for Matz. The new Monopoly jackpot scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. A new spin on a classic. They're loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket, claim it. Steven Matz, 6 1/3, 110 pitches for the 27-year-old left-hander.
Yeah, an interesting start here for Mets. You know, the good thing for the Mets, he was able to keep the Rays to just 1 run. They had a lot of opportunities early with him. The command not always there, but he recovered through the middle innings. Was able to make big pitches at the end of the day when he needed to. Stranded, what was it, 5, 6, 7 hitters through the first 4 innings.
Leaves with a man on in favor of Robert Gesellman, making his 40th appearance. Matt Duffy fouls it back, strike 1. Well, the Mets bullpen at times has been an issue. They have a collective ERA of 4.83. And Duffy up here, who doubled and scored in the 5th inning, finds himself down in the count right now, 0-2. So the last 11 games for the Mets, that ERA up over 6.5. One ball, 2 strikes.
Apparently they're big fans of that down and in sinker from the right-handed pitcher to the right-handed hitter. Saw Familia last night with a ton of those. 95, 96. Gesellman trying to wear out that inner part of the plate.
A little tap. That's a foul ball.
Boy, good spoil there by Duffy. You see these guys trying to split the plate in half. Hard sinkers down and in, breaking balls down and away.
Boy, you go back to the 25th of May. This is a pretty long stretch with that bullpen. 5-14 since then. 14 losses in that stretch. Ground ball short. Rosario to second, 1, first base in time. They get the double play. So the top of the 7th is over. Rays get the leadoff man aboard on the walk to Snell, but the double play will end it. The Rays are going to take just a moment to check with the video crew, and they say okay, they're not going to challenge. And so we'll go to the bottom of the 7th with the Rays leading 1-0.
Lead the Mets 1-0 here at Citi Field. Well, Wilmer Flores has a very special walk-up song. We'll hear it in just a moment. It's actually the Friends theme song, I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts. And back in 2016, he changed it to that, and when asked why, he said it's how he learned English when he first came up to the United States from Venezuela to play baseball. He watched it religiously starting at just 17 years old. He loves the show and is claimed to have watched every episode. So that explains the uncommon walk-up song.
And Wilmer Flores about to step in now.
He gets the crowd into it. They love the initial clap right there at the beginning. Catchy little beat. It's working today.
He's 2 for 2 with a double and a single. And Blake Snell back out on top of the hill after leading off the 7th with a walk. Flores takes a fastball wide, 1-0. Flores with a soft liner the other way, and he's aboard for the 3rd time now. 3 for 3 today.
How many guys have been able to say that they were 3 for 3 off of Blake Snell in a given start?
Hard to find them.
Yeah.
Probably nobody.
I would think you're right.
Well, Snell had retired 8 in a row before giving up that hit to Flores. Flores singled off him in the 4th inning. That was to left. He goes to right with a base hit in the 7th. Here's Todd Frazier. Pitch is a strike. You know, for a time they did have that shadow effect here with the grandstand, where the pitcher's mound was in the sunlight, and about halfway down the shadow was creeping out. Kind of a unique arrangement now. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Our shadows traditionally have played an interesting role in baseball. Ted Williams hated the old Yankee Stadium for the shadows that it would cast and make hitting difficult in the late afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I can remember a couple of playoff games back in 1997 with the Indians and the Orioles, you know, in Baltimore during the afternoon, and the shadows coming into play, and Mike Mussina and Charles Nagy, these guys were running up huge strikeout totals. Very difficult.
Ground ball back to the mound. Out at second, out at first. The Rays get the double play, started by Blake Snell. Robertson in the middle of it.
Great job by Blake Snell not to rush, not to panic. Look, set his feet, make a nice feed. You don't do it any better than that. Sometimes you see these pitchers, they get a little bit panicky and rush the throw. It sails on them a little bit. Sometimes they throw it to center field. Other times it's not a good enough feed to turn to, but Blake stayed calm, took that extra step, and fed a great throw to Robertson out there. Well done.
Here's the catcher. Lewicki has struck out and grounded into a double play. Takes a fastball for a ball. It's a 2-0 count. Snell at 96 pitches now, 2 outs into the 7th. And a close pitch right there, and he didn't get the call. 3-0. See, 19 pitches in the 1st inning. And then for the rest of the day, everything pretty much in line with where he'd like it to be. Now a strike, and it's 3-1. Coming in, he had averaged 16.3 pitches per inning, and each year that has gone down. He gives up a walk. So Plawecki heads to first.
You know what makes that so interesting is he's been able to keep that pitch count, per inning in line with, especially when you consider the amount of strikeouts that he's able to ring up. But his first pitch strike percentage is the second worst in the American League. I mean, he's under 55% first pitch strikes.
Well, then he is again today, under 50%.
It really is amazing that he is successful as he is with those kind of numbers. He's able to get back into counts right away, and that obviously helps out a ton.
Ground ball, shortstop Echeverria, and the force at second in time to get Plawecki. Rosario grounds into the force play, and we are through 7. Rays 1, New York nothing. Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Sling TV, live TV you love, only better. And by your local Ford dealers. Makes you a little hungry here. Right out of that pizza oven. We're headed into the 8th inning. 100 pitches for Blake Snell through the front 7. And the Rays have the only run of the game. There's Daniel Robertson to begin the 8th. Robert Gesellman throws a strike, a first pitch fastball. The Rays have had runners on base in every inning except the 6th. Now 1-1. Their run came in the 5th. And that one hits Robertson. So he'll head to first to lead off the inning. Well, you know the Rays would love to be able to build an inning putting the leadoff man on in the 8th as this game gets late.
Yeah, that sinker running in, that little two-seam fastball. I'm trying to run that on the inner part of the plate, in off the plate, take it underneath the swing of the right-handed hitter. That went a little bit too far, and here we go.
Wilson Ramos at the plate. He got credit for the run batted in back in the 5th inning and singles into right. And the first 2 men are aboard. So the Rays, who tried mightily in the first few innings of this game to build an inning, just could not get it done. And here they have the first 2 men on in the 8th.
You see the risk that you run with that pitch. You're trying to come down and in, you leave it middle. And that's why a high risk reward, you think about that pitch, if you execute it perfectly, maybe you get strike one, you know, on the inside corner. If not, you can run it too far in. You hit Daniel Robertson, then you try to make the adjustment and not quite get it in as far. You leave it middle, base hit to Ramos. Very high risk, high reward pitch.
Now Jake Bowers will pinch hit for Crone. With the right-hander out there, Bowers called upon to hit. Robertson at second and Ramos at first. Jake 0 for 4 last night. He's after the first one, a fastball, and he fouls it away. Strike one. Matz, the starter, worked 6 1/3, gave up a run. Selman came on, got the double play ball in the 7th. Now the Rays threaten in the 8th. That's a strike at the top of the zone. Oh, 2. And a cut and a miss. Well, he got ahead 0-2 and then went down and in. Bowers out on strikes.
Boy, the way that he worked him was perfect. It was finishing off with the breaking ball down and in, but started him away, then went middle up and then down and in, almost like a little pyramid there, like Zellman, to pick up out number 1. This man has been busy. 2 strong innings last night.
Diego Castillo up there in the bullpen. Fastball off the plate and mid-90s there. 1-0. Robertson was hit by a pitch. Ramos reached on the base hit. Now 94 for a strike. Gesellman with a full complement of pitches. He made 22 starts for the Mets last year, but he's got that fastball and a slider and a change and a curveball. 2-1. 24 years old. Out of the bullpen now. Nice take. 3 balls and a strike. Carlos Gomez on deck. It's foul the other way. 3-1 fastball. Chavarria twice has gone out to right with a fly ball. Out first base unassisted. All of that against the left-hander Matz. And a big cut and a miss. So a couple strikeouts here after the hit batter and the base hit. 2 outs.
Boy, another opportunity in a 3-1 count. He's able to get back to full. And then this nasty sinker down and in. Boy, too close to let go. You're trying to protect. And it just dives.
There's Carlos Gomez. Getting time from the plate umpire, Nick Lenz.
And now you get the last little bit of the shadow potentially coming into play.
Inside, 1-0. One and one. Sinker again. Boy, that thing disappears.
I mean,
that's hard.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's the same thing we see from Diego Castilla. We saw it last night from Familia. It's so hard that by the time you get it started, it's diving out of the zone and underneath the bat.
It's fouled into the dugout. Look out, fellas. Kiermaier ducking that one from the front row. The only trouble is he's got Snell behind him, and he's already been a target today. Both of them have been targets.
Yeah, Snell went after him.
A long one down the left field line, but it's going to be a foul ball. And good distance on it, but out in front a bit.
Well, that's that movement. You know, that those pitches, if they are executed properly, even if you get the barrel to it, it's tough to keep fair because that ball is moving in and in off the plate. So you get the barrel, but it's tough to stay inside that hard sinker.
A little popper into shallow left. Conforto coming in. He can't get there. Base hit. Robertson's going to score. Over to third goes Ramos, and on the toss to third, moving up to second, Gomez. Rays get another run to make it 2-0. Just out of the reach of Rosario and in front of Conforto. And the Rays come up with a big run here in the 8th.
You know, Michael Conforto has been hearing the boo birds here in Flushing. And this little soft fly ball into left field, he's not able to get to. So that ball's going to fall in, gets by him. But then Rosario, and he just gets lazy with the throw in. And right when he did that, Carlos Gomez said, I'm going to go ahead and go to second. Watch Rosario. He gets up, looks, okay, going to lob it in. I'm gone. And so they get sloppy out there, and that gives the Rays another runner in scoring position.
So for the Rays, second and third with a run home in a 2-0 game. Alex Smith will hit for Johnny Field. Second and third, boy. Big spot here from Alex Smith.
Think up the middle. Think up the middle the other way. You get that sinker down and away, just shoot a laser to the left side. Try to squeeze it out there.
Takes a strike.
That's the antidote. Start him in. Thinking right along like we are up here. Ball down and away. He could slap it the other way, so crowd him early.
One and one. How about this? The Rays, before that base hit by Gomez, had been 0 for 20 in the series with runners in scoring position. 0 for 20.
But the series just started. That's a lot of.
That's what makes it amazing. Little tap to first, That's gloved by Flores, who steps on the bag. The Rays settled for one. Bottom of the 8th coming, 2-0 Tampa Bay. On to the bottom of the 8th, and Blake Snell with 100 pitches and 63 strikes through 7 will open the 8th, and he'll face Jose Reyes on the pinch hit. Jake Bauer stays on to play first. Reyes hitting for the pitcher, Malik Smith in left. And the first pitch is a fastball outside, 1-0. Reyes 173. And now it's 2-0. The high pitch count this year is 114 on 2 occasions for Snell. And he picks up a strike there. 2-1. Twice he has pitched 7 1/3 the end of April in Boston, and the last time out against Houston at Tropicana Field. Now he's back to square the count here with Reyes, and Reyes puts up a squawk with Nick Lentz.
Well, Jose Reyes, what he is saying is they both can't be strikes. The pitch before, off the plate away strike, this pitch in, borderline. You can't call both of them. That's the conversation he's having, I guarantee it. And Nick said, I just did, though.
Ground ball, that's fair. Up the left field line. Malik Smith is going to chase it into the corner. Reyes rounding second and holds there. So there's a leadoff double.
He almost chased it into a leadoff triple. That ball got up the line and then got down into the corner and rattled around. Took a while for it to come out of there. Regardless, immediate trouble here for the Rays. Breaking ball. Nice job by Reyes to stay on that pitch. hits it hard enough and gets by Duffy. Then let's see what happens down here in the corner. Just chasing it around that ball and trying to cut it off, couldn't do it.
Now the top of the order, Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo has double walked and grounded out to first. Six hits now for New York. And a cut and a miss by the left-handed hitting Nimmo. This is the first time the Mets have had a man in scoring position since the second inning. They left men at first and third in that frame. Reyes pinch hitting. Has opened with a double. That's a strike at the knees. 0-2. Alvarado the lefty, Castillo the righty. A 2-strike count. And a little wide with the fastball. 1-2. Top of the order. Snell starting his fourth time through. Lefty on lefty. He starts to go, check. Ryan Knight down there says he held. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's Jose Bautista on deck. Ramos will have a word with Snell.
It'll be interesting to see. Snell first and foremost needs to put away Nimmo, but does he get to see Bautista? He's struck him out 3 times. Or do they go right on right with Castillo? I think I would stick with Snell. I mean, he's got the track record against him here this afternoon. You can't argue with the results. But first things first, got to get this guy.
He starts to go, checked again. And the count is full after getting ahead. Now it's 3-2 for Snell against Nimmo. Rays with a run in the 5th, another run in the 8th. Three-two. Ground ball headed toward the middle, deflected to Robertson. Throw to first is in time. And Reyes moves to third. Nimmo out at first. Big out right there on a 3-2 pitch. And a close play at first.
Yeah, they did just get him, but that ball, let's see what it deflects off of. Hard hit. Boy, it catches the bottom of Snell's cleat, and thank goodness it did. That may have snuck its way into center field. Got it.
That close play at first. Well, that's going to be it for Blake Snell. He's going to depart 1 out into the 8th with a man at 3rd. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
Rays still cling to a 2-0 lead. Runner on 3rd, property of Blake Snell, but outside of that, he was outstanding once again. That big curveball right there, his fastball, the velocity was good, moving the ball around the zone, had some trouble early, was able to pitch through it, then started to cruise. Got into the 8th inning and a little help there. Kick save and a beauty, baby. Get that out, he comes out of the game. That's 4 straight starts now of at least 7 innings worth of work. And gonna give up, I mean, he may give up 1 run, he may give up none, but that has been the status quo for him lately.
And he gives way to Diego Castillo, who was in the game last night for 2 innings. Did not face Bautista last night, and he faces him here in this game. First pitch upstairs. 1 out. Reyes is the runner at 3rd.
And the Rays, of course, conceding that run. The infield is pulled all around to the left side, and they're playing back.
Strike call. Castillo made 21 pitches last night and is quickly ahead in the count.
You could tell by Bautista's reaction, much like against Chaz Rowe last night, he is looking for a fastball middle in, first 3 pitches. You could see him starting to jerk down the line. A couple of breaking balls away have put him behind.
And now the fastball up and away. 2-2.
Yeah, you see everything away here. I think, you know, you learn your lesson from last night. You try to sneak a fastball by him middle in, right into his hot zone, and he ended that game.
And he pops it up. That's Robertson back a second. 2 gone. They get the big bat of Bautista. Ray is still at 3rd. The hitter will be Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera singled back in the 1st inning as a right-handed hitter, went the other way against Snell. 1 for 3 against Snell today. Drove in a run last night with a base hit in the 3rd inning. That was from the right side. And we're going to get a switch here as Kevin Cash comes out. Alex Smith is coming in from left. Castillo will depart. Alvarado's going to get the call. Wendell heads out to left. So the Rays make a call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The Rays with the hard-throwing lefty making his 39th appearance. He'll have a man at third with 2 gone, and Asdrubal Cabrera turning around now to hit right-handed. There's Wendell out there in the left. And the pitch swung on, skied into center. Kiermaier is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. One pitch does the job here in the 8th. We go to the 9th. 2-0 Rays. Fox Sports Sun brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by your local Honda dealer. From Citi Field in Queens, the Rays and the Mets move into the 9th inning. Anthony Swarzak will be the new pitcher, 3rd of the game, makes his 15th appearance.
Well, Oh, it's been a tough go. You can see the ERA 6.28. He does have more strikeouts than innings pitched, but 7 walks to go along with it. And that opponent average of 339 unsightly. Boy, nice job by those two guys. Castillo and Alvarado get out of that spot, keep the Mets off the scoreboard.
It's a great combo of two strong arm guys, one right, one left, out of the bullpen.
Boy, and you can envision them out there getting big outs at the end of games for years to come.
Joey Wendell leading off the 9th inning here for the Rays out of the 9th spot. Behind in the count 0-2 against Swarzak. Alvarado went into the 8th spot. That's a fly ball left center field. That's going to drop. Base hit. Picked up by Conforto. And so Wendell just into the game has himself a base hit.
Well, this fastball here just kind of lofts it out there into left center field. Perfectly placing it right between the two outfielders.
We'll give the top of the batting order, Kevin Kiermaier, something to work with now. High fly ball straight away center. Nimmo going back just in front of the track. Wendell had gone just a few steps short of second and retreats to first. Kiermaier lifting that fly ball to deep center, but not deep enough. There's Matt Duffy. Duffy doubled and scored the first run back in the 5th. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Swarzak, 32 years old. Last year with the White Sox and the Brewers. One and one. Two runs, 8 hits for the Rays. No runs, 6 hits for New York. And a bit wide with the fastball at 94. The Rays have had base runners in every inning except the 6th. Three and one. In most of those innings, they've had men in scoring position, scoring 1 run in the 5th and 1 run in the 8th.
Well, that stat that you were talking about previously, 0 for 20 during the course of this series with runners in scoring position. All those opportunities.
Yep.
And how many total runs to show for it? Not much.
Well, the Rays got 1 run last night, and that came on the home run by Adames.
That's got to be frustrating for Kevin Cash to sit there and watch that. You put yourself in the position, you just cannot finish the deal.
Runner breaks. The pitch is foul. That's out of play. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch to Duffy as Wendell returns to first.
Well, you can't say enough about this Rays pitching staff, what they've been asked to do. You look at the style of ball game from last night, where they had to piece that together, to then this afternoon and Blake Snell's dominance. And then, of course, Castillo, Alvarado, a little more traditional. But the bottom line is, when they've been called upon, they have gotten the job done. The Rays have not done a great job of scoring over the last 2.5 weeks, and they're still winning ball games. How about that homestand 8-1?
Runner goes again, and the pitch is high. So the Rays are going to put 2 men aboard here in the 9th inning. Well, tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. It's a Sunday fun day in the game show, and Nathan Eovaldi will be on the mound. Our coverage begins at 12:30. Wrap-up game of this series and this road trip. Rays get home for just a brief stop. Just a single series homestand. Tigers will be coming in, and then the Rays head up to Minnesota, hit the road again. Now Daniel Robertson, 2 men on, 1 away. He fouls it back. Robertson has walked and has been hit by a pitch. Hit by a pitch to open the 8th, and that led to a run. It's foul right back to the base of the stands. Rays 1-3 on this road trip after an 8-1 homestand. Interleague has been tough for the Rays this year. Into the dirt. It's blocked by Plawecki. 1-2. Swarzak. Robertson waiting on him. Here it is. And strike 3 called. Fastball on the inside corner. 94 in on the corner. And that's out number 2.
Boy, he buries this fastball and caught Daniel Robertson by surprise. Obviously looking for something middle away and able to dot that inside corner.
Now Wilson Ramos. Ramos got credit for a run batted in on a ground ball in the 5th. He singled in the 8th. 1 out of 4 on the day. Taps one foul. Well, the Rays looking for a little more breathing room. They'll have to do it with 2 outs here in the 9th inning, holding a 2-0 lead. Conforto, Flores, and Frazier due up in the bottom of the 9th for New York. It's fouled right back, out of play. A 2-strike count. Snell, Castillo, and Alvarado for the Rays. Matz, Kesselman, and Swarzak for the Mets. The 0-2 and a base hit into left field. Ramos is going to drive in the run. The throw to the plate not in time as Wendell, who opened the inning with a base hit, scores, and the Rays make it 3-0. Well, a base hit for Ramos, picking up his second run batted into the day. Just to the left of short and through into left center.
Well, it's a breaking ball that stays up, and he's able to go out there and swat it. And Rosario had a chance to make a play on this. Ball hit hard. He's just not able to come up with that tough hop glove side. And that's going to allow the Rays to get that insurance run, or at least another insurance run, and look for a little bit more.
There's Bowers, who entered as a pinch hitter in the 8th, stayed on to play first. The pitch is inside. Run in the 5th, a run in the 8th, and a run in the 9th. Bowers ahead in the count this time, 2-0. Inside a bit. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Echeverria on deck. He swings and sends a high fly ball to center. Nemo's there to catch it, and the Rays settle for 1, leaving 2. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 3-0 Rays. Penning. Catch Rays baseball and the biggest stars for an unforgettable show from the nation's capital. The MLB All-Star Game comes your way July 17th only on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Bottom of the 9th coming. Jose Alvarado got the last out in the 8th. He's going to face Michael Conforto to begin the bottom of the 9th. Flores next, and then Frazier due. Conforto shortens on the bat, takes the pitch. Only man on the left side is Duffy. 1-0. Big shift on. Shows the bunt again, and that's a strike. Brings Duffy in. Balls and a strike. Alvarado worked 2/3 of an inning in last night's game, picked up a strikeout. Opening the bottom of the ninth today. And a liner the other way. That's a base hit. So Conforto picks up the leadoff single in the bottom of the ninth against Alvarado.
And that might be the only hitter that he faces with the righties. And here comes Kevin Cash, probably going to Sergio Romo now.
Cash out, and the call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Make the pitching change. Catch the FIFA World Cup semifinals on Fox. Tuesday, France squares off with Belgium. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Braves and the Mets in the bottom of the ninth. 3-0 ball game. Sergio Romo gets the call on to face Wilmer Flores. Flores 0 for 3 against Romo in his career. Pitch is a strike on the outside edge.
Wilmer Flores having quite the day. 3 hits off of Blake Snell. Not an easy task.
And he pops it up. Short center. That's Kiermaier. And 1 away. So for the first time today, Flores is retired. Well, 1 on, 1 out. The hitter's going to be Todd Frazier.
Sergio Romo, one of those pitchers that really tests your patience. We know that he's got the sweeping slider, kind of got a couple different versions of that pitch, but we've seen more of the fastball lately. We've seen better velocity on the fastball lately.
Frazier takes a strike. Fastball strategically placed on that outside edge.
And what are you going to do with that? You know, Todd Frazier wants to pull for power here, so you try to pull that pitch, this game's over.
And he picks up another strike.
Well,
0-2.
Even better than the first one. You know, that one he starts off the plate away, but because of his arm angle, he's going to be able to get some serious action on that pitch. Took it right back to the outer third, and now he is way out in front.
And a fly ball lifted toward left center. Kiermaier's there for that one. 2 gone. So Romo an out away from closing this one. Romo worked 2 innings in the Miami series Tuesday. He was in that 16-inning game. And here's the catcher, Kevin Plawecki, so far today has struck out, grounded into a double play, and walked. That's a strike. Well, the starting pitchers, the pitchers of record. Runner takes off. He'll move into second. So Conforto's now at second. It's a 1-1 count on Plawecki. Blake Snell today entered this game looking for his 12th win. And now it's 1-2. Plawecki missing that one.
Blake Snell has given up exactly 2 earned runs in his last 28 2/3.
How about that?
How about that? You know, this holds. That'll be his last 4 starts. That'd be 4 wins.
Ooh, close. A little wide. 2-2. Yeah, for Snell, those 3 prior outings against Houston, Washington, and Houston. And today here in New York against the Mets. It's outside. 88. 2-2. Rosario is on deck.
Now you want to make a pitch here. You do not want to lose this hitter and get the tying run to the plate. So whatever it is, make it a strike.
And a foul ball pulled out of play. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. Snell worked 7 1/3 today, made 112 pitches, 70 strikes. Castillo for a third, Alvarado for a third. Romo trying to finish off the 9th.
Oh.
And he got him looking. Their breaking pitch, and this one is over. Strike 3 call. 10th strikeout of the day for Rays pitching. And the Rays shut out New York 3-0. Took 2 hours and 58 minutes to do it. Snell will get the win. He is 12-4. And a save for Romo. Mats takes the loss, dropping his record to 4-6. For Brian Anderson and Michelle Margot, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners. Same 2 teams tomorrow. Rays live, the post game comes your way next.